The day after his exhibition, Daniel woke up feeling different. The morning sun felt warmer, the coffee smelled richer, and the world seemed a little brighter. It had done Italiano. He had faced his fear and shared his art. And people liked it. More tantada. They understood it. He walked to the coffee shop later that morning, the same one where he always saw Mr. Elias. As he pushed the door open, the familiar smell of coffee and pastries greeted him. Mr. Elias was sitting at his usual table, a book in his hand and a small smile on his face. When he saw Daniel, his smile grew wider. "Daniel, the man of the hour, come, sit with me." Daniel felt a warmth spread through his chest. He ordered his usual black coffee and sat down opposite the old man. "So," Mr. Elias began, his eyes twinkling, "how does it feel to be a successful artist?" Daniel laughed, a sound that felt lighter than usual. "It feels good, really good, but also strange." "Strange?" "How so?" Mr. Elias asked, leaning forward with genuine interest. "It's like, for so long, I was building this house. My house of confidence, as you called it. The exhibition was like putting on the roof. And now, I'm not sure what to build next." Mr. Elias nodded slowly. "Ah, I see. You think the house is finished. But a house is never truly finished. Daniel, a house needs to be lived in. It needs furniture. It needs pictures on the walls. It needs friends to visit. It needs constant care and attention." Daniel thought about this. He had been so focused on the big goal, the exhibition, that he hadn't thought about what came after. "So, what does that mean?" Daniel asked. "What's the furniture?" "The furniture," Mr. Elias said, taking a sip of his tea, "is the small, daily habits. It's continuing to do the things that make you feel strong, even when you don't have a big goal in front of you. It's trusting yourself every single day, not just on special occasions." Just then, the bell on the shop door jingled, and Emma and Leo walked in. They were laughing about something, their faces bright. When they saw Daniel, they waved and came over. "Hey, we were just talking about you," Emma said, her voice full of energy. "Last night was amazing, Daniel. Truly." "Yeah, man," Leo added, giving Daniel a friendly pat on the shoulder. "You were incredible. We're so proud of you." Daniel felt that warmth again. "Thanks, guys. That means a lot. Would you like to join us?" They pulled up 2 more chairs, and soon the small table was filled with conversation and laughter. They talked about the exhibition, about the people who would come, and about the comments they'd overheard. "Did you hear what that woman in the red coat said about your photos of the old bridge?" Emma asked, excitedly. She said it felt like she was standing right there, feeling the wind. Daniel hadn't heard that. He smiled. "Really? Yes. And I agree," Leo said. "Your work has a special quality. It makes people feel things." Listening to his friends, Daniel started to understand what Mr. Elias meant. This was the furniture, these moments of connection, of shared joy. These were the things that made a house a home. For the next few weeks, Daniel focused on these smaller things. He didn't stop taking photos, but he changed his approach. Before, he was always looking for the perfect shot, the one that would be good enough for an exhibition. Now, he took photos just for the joy of it. He took a picture of a funny-shaped cloud, a colorful leaf on the sidewalk, the way the light hit his coffee cup in the morning. He wasn't trying to impress anyone. He was simply capturing small moments of beauty. He also started a new habit. Every evening, before he went to sleep, he would write down 3 small things he did that day that made him feel good about himself. Sometimes it was simple, like I had a nice conversation with the cashier at the grocery store. Other times it was, I tried a new recipe and it was delicious. Or I went for a walk even though I felt tired. At first, it felt a little silly, but after a week, he noticed a change. He was starting to see his own value in the small actions of his daily life. His confidence wasn't just tied to a big achievement anymore. It was something he was building, brick by brick, every single day. One afternoon, Emma called him. "Hey, Daniel, I have a crazy idea. Do you want to hear it?" "Always," Daniel replied. laughing. Emma's ideas were always interesting. Okay, so you know how my friend has that little community center downtown? They're looking for someone to teach a basic photography class for kids. Just for a month, one afternoon a week. And I immediately thought of you. Daniel's heart started beating a little faster. Teaching. He had never taught anything in his life. He was the student, the one who was always learning. I don't know, Emma, he said, his old doubts creeping back in. What would I even teach them? I'm not an expert. You don't have to be an expert, Emma insisted. You just have to be one step ahead of them. You know how to use a camera. You know how to see the world in a beautiful way. That's all they need. Think about it, Daniel. You could really inspire them. He felt a familiar fear, the fear of not being good enough. The voice in his head started whispering, "Who are you to teach others? You'll fail. They won't like you." He told Emma he would think about it and hung up the phone. He felt conflicted. Part of him was terrified, but another, smaller part of him was excited. The idea of sharing his passion, of helping kids see the world differently, was compelling. He decided to go for a walk to clear his head. As he walked through the park, he saw a father teaching his young daughter how to ride a bike. The girl was wobbly and scared. She fell a couple of times. But each time her father would gently help her up. He would say, "You're doing great. Let's try again." "I'm right here with you watching." Daniel realized something. The father wasn't a professional cyclist. He was just a father who knew how to ride a bike. And his daughter trusted him. She trusted that he wouldn't let her get hurt. She trusted that he believed in her. Daniel thought about his own journey. He had Mr. Elias, Emma, and Leo. They believed in him, and that helped him believe in himself. Maybe he could be that person for these kids. He walked to the coffee shop. Mr. Elias was there, of course. Daniel sat down and told him about Emma's offer and his fears. Mr. Elias listened patiently, as he always did. When Daniel finished, he didn't give him advice right away. Instead, he asked a question. "Daniel, when you look at a photograph, what do you see?" "I see light, shadow, composition, a moment in time," Daniel replied. A little confused by the question. "Exactly," Mr. Elias said. "You see the details. You see how all the parts come together to create a whole. Teaching is like that. You don't have to give them the whole picture at once. You just show them one detail at a time. Show them how to hold the camera. Show them how to look for light. Share what you love about it. Your passion will be the most important lesson." Ethan added, "You built a roof for your house, Daniel, but a house also needs windows. Windows let in new light, and they also let you see the world outside. This class, this is a new window for you. It's a chance to let your light shine out." That evening, Daniel looked at his list of 3 good things. He hadn't written anything yet. He picked up his pen and wrote, 1. I was scared of a new challenge. 2. I thought about it, instead of just saying no. 3. I decided to try. He called Emma the next morning. "I'll do it," he said, his voice clearer and stronger than he expected. "I'll teach the class." The first day of the class was nerve-wracking. 8 children, between the ages of 10 and 12, stared at him with curious eyes. They were noisy and full of energy. Daniel's hands were sweating as he started to speak. "Hi everyone," he began, his voice a little shaky. "My name is Daniel, and I love taking pictures. Today, I want to show you why." Instead of talking about technical things like aperture and shutter speed, he decided to do something different. He gave each child a simple digital camera and said, "Okay, we're going on a treasure hunt, but we're not looking for gold. We're looking for 3 things. Something red, something with an interesting texture, and something that makes you smile." The kids' eyes lit up. They ran out into the community center's small garden, cameras in hand, shouting with excitement. Daniel walked among them, watching. A young girl was taking a close-up photo of a ladybug on a leaf. A boy was lying on the ground to get a picture of the rough bark of a tree. Another was taking a picture of his friend, making a funny face. He didn't teach them in the traditional way. He just answered their questions. "How do I make this closer? Why is my picture blurry?" He knelt beside them, showed them which buttons to press, and encouraged them. He shared in their excitement when they captured a great shot. At the end of the hour, they all gathered around a computer to look at their photos. The images were simple, imperfect, but full of life and joy. The kids were so proud of what they had created. As they were leaving, a quiet girl with big glasses came up to him. "Thank you, Daniel," she said softly. "I never knew I could make something so beautiful." Daniel's heart felt full. In that moment, he wasn't the scared, unconfident man he used to be. He was a teacher. He was someone who could share his light with others. He went to the coffee shop, feeling a deep sense of peace. He told Mr. Elias all about the class. "You see, Daniel," Mr. Elias said, smiling warmly, "the best way to furnish your house of confidence is to invite others inside. When you share your gifts, they grow. Your house becomes bigger, stronger, and more beautiful." Over the next few weeks, Daniel continued with the class. Each week, he grew more comfortable. He found joy in planning the lessons, in seeing the world through his students' eyes. His own photography improved, too. Teaching forced him to think about the basics, to rediscover the simple magic of capturing an image. He was also spending more time with Emma and Leo. They weren't just friends who supported him, they were part of his life. One weekend, the three of them took a trip to the coast. They walked on the beach, took silly photos, and talked for hours. Daniel felt a deep sense of belonging. He wasn't just Daniel, the anxious photographer. He was Daniel, a friend, a teacher. He learned that confidence wasn't a destination. It wasn't a house that you'd finish building and then just live in. It was a garden. You had to plant the seeds, like he did before the exhibition. You had to water them every day with small, positive habits. You had to pull out the weeds of self-doubt. And most importantly, you had to share the flowers with others. One evening, after his last photography class, Daniel was packing up his bag. The same quiet girl with the glasses gave him a small, folded piece of paper. "This is for you," she said, and then quickly ran to her mother. Daniel unfolded it. It was a photograph she had taken. It was a picture of him, laughing with another student, the afternoon sun creating a halo of light around his head. He was not posing. He was not aware of the camera. It was a perfect, candid moment of pure joy. Underneath the photo, she had written in a child's handwriting, "Thank you for teaching us to see the light." Daniel held the photo in his hands. He looked at the man in the picture, the happy, confident, relaxed Manand. He recognized him. It was him. He finally saw himself the way his friends saw him, the way his students saw him, the way Mr. Elias saw him. The cool evening air on his face. He didn't feel the need to rush to the coffee shop to tell Mr. Elias. He didn't need the validation anymore. As wonderful as it was, the proof was right here, in his hand. The proof was inside him. His house of confidence was no longer an empty structure. It was filled with furniture, with photos on the walls, with open windows letting in the light, and the front door was wide open, ready to welcome whatever came next. He was home. Thank you so much for listening. I hope Daniel's story gives you a little bit of inspiration for your own journey. Remember to be kind to yourself. We'll be back soon with another story. Don't forget to follow for more